Hi, Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. Today I'm going to make a card that's for the Creative Cat Crew Color Challenge number 19. Colors that we're to use are the Stampin' Up! Colors, Basic Black, and Old Olive, and Whisper White. So I do not own Old Olive ink, so I chose Distress Ink Peeled Paint. I have Memento Tuxedo Black, and then I am using for the white the paper. I needed a very small sentiment, so I'm using Teeny Tiny Wishes, but it has the cutest little sentiments, so I am using the Thinking of You. I picked Lovely as a Tree, and from the set I am using this large set of trees. I have a die that matches that tree set right here. That is an aftermarket die set that I don't think you can get any longer. It was a friend picked this up for me, and I don't know who makes it. So I used that. And I've decided to go fairly simple, use multiple layers. Alright, so now we're going to do our Thinking of You sentiment. I'm using my Misty. I have put on my sentiment. What I've done is I've taken my paper that I'm going to use as my bottom layer, and I actually reused the cutout from my die cut for Lovely as a Tree, and I'm going to put my sentiment on the bottom right corner. In order to test this, because placement is needs to be exact, I'm going to go ahead and do a sample on a piece of grid paper. I'm going to use my Memento Black. Test of where that Thinking of You is going to end up on my paper. In fact, I can, seeing where it lines up, I can go ahead and place this where I want my sentiment to end up, at the very bottom right corner. I'm going to peek at it. Actually go up a tiny bit. This is of course the joy of creating. Alright, so I'm going to go for that and see how that works out. I've got my grid so I can make sure I am perfectly straight. Re-ink my sentiment. And there it is, right at the bottom, very small. So now my final test before I put everything together will be to place my papers. It's going to end up being somewhat like that. So that's perfect. Thinking of You, it still peeks out underneath. Got my layers here so I can explain them. I'm going to go ahead and just have the trees in black. I've gone ahead and made a simple layer. I've got some torn paper on the bottom for the black. I've also am going to use white for my sentiment layer, and then another layer of green on the card base. And the card base I had to trim down just a tiny bit. You know, using the size of the trees to get my first layer of green meant that to keep my dimensions even, I couldn't quite go with the A2 size, but I think I only shaved off maybe 1/8 of an inch off of the end here to make the sides even, and the top and bottom worked. So I'm going to go ahead and start piecing this together. I've popped up the trees. I decided to keep this a simple card. I have a lot of men that I have in my family. So this is going to be a masculine card. I'm going to keep it very simple without embellishments. Sometimes they get a little sticky. And there you have it. There's the finished card, and now I will get an envelope out and we will do a quick decoration for the envelope. Alright, for the envelope, I'm going to go ahead and I used a smaller acrylic block because I only want a part of my tree scene, and I'm just going to put it in the bottom corner. Like so. So here is my masculine thinking of you, lovely as a tree card for the Creative Cat Crew Challenge number 18. Thanks for watching.